Welcome back to the Yapcast, the Spotlight with 9, India's first ever 5v5 MOBA focused podcast. We highlight voices that truly matters, the player, the pioneers, the people behind the passion. And tonight is episode 25, and I want to take a second to thank everybody who has been part of this journey. 25 episode. And it's just getting started, and I'm so excited to share this milestone with you. As we're heading beyond the borders, my guest tonight is someone building something extraordinary in a place where most people overlook when they talk about esports. So from the Kingdom of Bhutan, please welcome Tandin, the founder of Mobile Gaming Community Bhutan and the former vice president of BMGA, the Bhutan Mobile Association. Tandin, welcome to the show, and I am so excited to have you here. Kozizangpo.
Oh, thank you so much, Nine, for inviting me for your podcast. So this is my first time joining a podcast and being a guest for someone else. But then, usually I back then I do this type of things to the Bhutanese community. But then I feel like I'm back to someone's place right now. So I feel like I can do better this time, hopefully. So thank you so much, Nine, for inviting me in your podcast again.
It's a pleasure to have you. And yeah, like I said, the only word that I know is Kozizangpo. So I don't know how do I is it correct though, my pronunciation?
Yeah, your pronunciation is so good, and it's the right way as well.
Thank you. Whenever I talk about Bhutan, they always remind me of the butter tea. So yeah. I have been to Bhutan back in 2018, if I'm not wrong. We came there. We were in Thimphu. Thimphu. Yes, we were there, and we went to Taksang. So you coming here, I'm getting a flashback of my time in Bhutan, and I am really hoping to have fun time with you. And I know the esports scene out there is a mystery to many of us. And let's start from the top. For those who are watching who don't know, and I might also not know, what does the esport in Bhutan look like right now? Because when I visited Bhutan back in 2018 or 19, which I don't remember, there was a cafe just for Dota, and I was so excited. So I want to know what it is like in Bhutan.
Basically, it's I have been working in this field for last. So I guess if I include this year, then it's gonna be 6 years for me working for my own dream and my passion for the esports. So yeah, basically back then we don't have much a big scene or the big scene or the opportunity through esports in Bhutan. So back then we had only Dota 2 gaming hub or a cafe, which is so small, where most of the people or the gamers just be there to play or just for fun, and they literally they don't know much about the opportunities to esports, how the international tournaments are going on, how the international players are earning through these things. So yeah, by now I feel, compared to past 5 to 6 years, by now I feel most of the gamers know about how and where the opportunity is from esports thing. So now, yeah, I feel the esports are going much more better than back then in Bhutan.
That's great to hear. It's always the difficult part is where it's pioneering, right? So I think you have started off with something that people usually don't take up the guts to. And you started the mobile gaming community, right? When the player base was very small. What motivated you to do that? Knowing that Bhutan is a still very small country with the population also, what were the things that keep you going with all the hurdles you ran into?
So yeah, if I talk about on days back then when I completed my high school in 2018. So right after that, I took some break for a year, thinking that I literally need some, like, what to say, a break from the studies, where I really literally don't feel like studying. I just want to stay like this for a year, or maybe take a break from this studies and all, So for that year, like, I was like literally pop up onto that gaming world, especially in the ML thing. Back then, I used to play Dota 2 when I was in lower school, or maybe in like middle school. I used to play a game, but then I wasn't like pretty sure about how I can get into this esport scenes, or maybe how I can do the esport things, or maybe the esport growth in the Bhutan. But then, like, 2017, I'll be honest, like, I was damn too hardcore gamer, and I was so addicted to this ML thing. Then, like, after that, when I was playing ML, then why not if I can come up with a new idea, or maybe give an opportunity for the young gamers, like, I was also including. So I feel like this gonna be maybe a best time, or maybe the best way for me to go forward for the esports, or the esport athletes for our Bhutan. So because like back then there wasn't any like much more game. I mean, like, organizer who has been hosting tournaments, or who really work on to for this esport scene for the Bhutan community. Yeah. So why not I can move forward to look out for this. And so yeah, like, I came up into these things after like seeing then I've seen a lot of players or the athletes in Bhutan who really love to have a career through this esports. But then just that what they lagging is that there wasn't anyone who is moving forward for them to at least sacrifice their life, or maybe sacrifice their career, or maybe sacrifice their time for this for them. So yeah, I can do that for them, at least like some passions or the career for the passionate gamers in Bhutan. So yeah, from this onwards, I started the MGC from 2019, where where I met a lot of people through this organization. I'm much more like, I feel very much grateful for meeting a lot of people or the athletes who are still supporting me right now.
So going back to the root, so were you the only one, or you had a team like who helped you with the startup of the MGC?
When I start MGC for the first time, I had I had my one colleague. Right now, he's currently down there at Australia. He's working down there, as well as he's still supporting me, and he's MD for me. But then when I start the MGC, I was the only one. Then I recruited him because like I was like during the first tournament, when I hosted that tournament, like I had no one that I can only like. I was everything I have done with myself by like doing the productions, doing the streamings, as well as casters. Then I feel like I did everything all alone. So yeah. So after when I completed the first tournament, and I felt like, oh, obviously I need someone who can rely on me, who can support me, because like doing these things, like I have a big dream and I have a big visions on my mind, so that like for that, like one can be done, right? Obviously we need some team who can support me, who can who can push me up, who can grow esport together with me. So yeah. So so whether he wanted to join with me for this thing. So yeah, obviously right after like I shared my dream, I shared my plans and all, he agreed on this like that. Now I have a much more pretty team, and or maybe I can say it officials who is working with me. I don't pay them much. They are still supporting me, and they are still working on with me for this esports growth in Bhutan.
That's great to hear, right? A passion, hard working together for a greater good is something that we want to see in every community. And speaking with, coming up from like a small viewership to where you are at, I think that's I think it's a big W towards you and your friend who has been supporting you ever since, so now, being said, you were the vice president of the BMGA, right? it's that is not a small title, and you were directly involved with, formalizing the space. Like, what was the real structure, what was the support system back then, and how did you build into it? How did it develop?
So literally, the back then we had only like a different organization for different game title. So MGC was literally like focusing on ML thing. Then we had other organization who is looking after PUBG. We have PUBG. That organization name is like PMBC. So that time we had only these two organizations who is leading in Bhutan. One is looking for PUBG and another one is looking for ML. So yeah, and that time we were working for we are working in another way, and we are always working another way because like we haven't done. And I even didn't knew they had an organization. There was an organization in Bhutan who's looking after PUBG, and they also didn't about it. Then after that, right after that, like I saw I forgot that our big organization name. It was an international organization. I was trying to to be a member for Bhutan, but then there, I guess Esports, no, World Esports Cup. I guess I literally forget that organization. I was trying to apply on this for the membership from Bhutan. So yeah, I texted. Maybe I went to that page and contacted them, but then I feel that was my right time, or maybe I can say a lucky day for me to meet a vice president of that organization. So yeah, literally, Civil Togonon from Filipino. So I met her on this page. Then yeah, she invited me to join her team. So that time on, from that time onwards, I knew there was another organization called PMBC, the one who is looking after PUBG back then. So yeah, she was also telling me like, you can join my team because like literally, I'm also helping a Bhutan community to grow a esports scene. So I feel it's a high time for us to work together and start a new esport organization together to help all the athletes. And I feel we also have a same dream together. Maybe we can put on to international scene of esports. So are you not asking me? So yeah, obviously like it was. I was so happy. I guess like someone is there in the Bhutanese who really wanted to help Bhutanese community to grow esports scene, right? So who do you like if other countries people will definitely help your country to grow esports scene? Do you agree on this? I feel like no one agree on this, right?
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think the only things about their own community self
Community, yes.
rather than thinking, yeah. So because of that, I was so happy. So I was like, right after she asked me about this, I didn't think about anything. Rather, I directly accepted her offer towards me. So yeah, from that onwards, we started our organization called BMGA with the two organization MGC and a PMBC. After we formed a BMGA, then we directly applied for the IESF, which I feel like it's a very good thing, a very good chance for the Bhutan community, where like this actually the IESF platform was one of the first international stage for us who got a chance to IESF international tournaments. So back then we used to play streams and maybe other normal tournaments within ourselves. And after that, we went into the ISF thing. Then from that one was when we did, and when we participated the first year of ISF. From that on, it was like we got a lot of things, maybe our connections from this onwards. Maybe after that we got South Asia Munton. Then for PUBG, contacted PUBG organizations. Then we contacted like Mobile Legends organizations, and a lot of things come up. And like we were looking to see that year, after the ISF itself. So yeah, from that onwards, I feel like that's how we built up Bhutan Mobile Gaming Community, Bhutan Mobile Gaming Associations for Bhutan, governing esport body.
That's a lot of connection made in 1 year, right? I mean, from not knowing where to start to directly an international scene was put up on your shoulder. That must have been overwhelming. At the same time, I'm sure it encouraged you to continue. And like you said, most of the org, it's true that everyone works toward their own community, and someone want to help like other communities. Seriously, something out. I think that's really generosity. In my opinion, because I have worked with few other org from other country as well, and every time their priority is their own community at the end of the day. So what you mentioned is so true, like I don't think nobody will work if it's not for their own community. That's very true. So at the end of the day, our own community really matters, right? And also, I've also mentioned there are a lot. You have mentioned that there are a lot of Bhutanese player right now. So if you could give me a number, what would that number look like? Like, do you think you can like approx?
Players, athletes, a number of players, or maybe a team you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean like players in general, like who play not necessarily as a profession, but who plays or participate in the tournament.
So yeah, if I'm not pretty sure that I can what to say that I can be sure about the numbers of the athletes or maybe the who players are who are into the esports. But then there are a lot of people, a lot of people, other athletes who are like still playing, but then they are not literally playing the competitive scenes. But then if I give the estimation number for the teams or the players that have been always in like, into the esports into the competitive tournaments, I can for MLBB around 200 to 300 teams who will be more active, who have been active since we have been hosting tournaments. PUBG, I feel more than 500 teams who are still active in competitive scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like we have a lot of things. Maybe like though our organization is that much big, I feel like most of the players still doesn't know about us because like first of all, right now we are still focusing on our basic things or maybe our grassroots things for the sport in Bhutan. So we still have a lot of things to do for the community where all the athletes of Bhutan can, or maybe they will know about it. Oh, there are two organizations who are much more popular for the PUBG and the ML, and above that they have one esport governing overarching bodies who are looking for these things in Bhutan. So yeah, obviously for that we have to do something. So we are almost done with the grassroots for.
And also I've seen that a lot of Bhutanese players do follow Indian scene, right? I mean, they're streamers or maybe even a team. Like from your point of view, what do you think? How is India gaming ecosystem seen in Bhutan? Like how do you see us?
So right now, like most of the even the Bhutanese, even we used to play in Indian server. Myself, like I tried in Indian server as well back then. Recently, we just got a cut off from the Indian server because I don't know how like it went. But then usually we used to play in Indian server using a VPN, where it really helps our crew as well as to meet up the players who are really good in India. So yeah, so I feel like in Bhutan, literally everyone's really love to have an opportunity same as India because I know India is a new thing in these things because like back then like ML Mobile Legends is already banned in India, right? Due to some constraints. So yeah, like I feel like India really have a good opportunities compared to Bhutan. Like really like we the Bhutan players as well as the organization like me always love to have a collaboration with the Indian organizations. Maybe we can come up with the new ideas, and like I literally wanted to have a good collaborations for with the Indian organization, because like I feel our Bhutan athletes really love to have a opportunity or maybe a collaboration with Indian. So yeah, it's really, I feel like Bhutanese people, Bhutanese athletes love to. They literally have a high hope from India to at least they can come up with a new, maybe like new tournament for the South Asia, because like literally we don't have any South Asia tournament for the South Asia. So yeah, everyone expects you to have something, or maybe have a, or maybe big tournament for the esports scenes.
Yeah, that actually covered my like what you just said. I was about to ask you about the building bridge in the South Asia esports circuit. Like governing bodies of which of course include the South Asia esports, but also knowing the situation of India, like we all know, right? The current situation, so we can't really. Of course, there's always hope. There's nothing to lose by having our hope up. But also, I also want to know, like, in terms of the gaming itself, how is the situation in Bhutan? Is the government like? Is it the same as India, or is it more a liberate? Or like, is there any restriction from the government side or something like that?
To talk about the restrictions from the government side or the community, we literally don't have much restrictions from government side, because like back then, before 2 to 3 years, from now, the government tried to ban PUBG, because of issues in the global had some open the worldwide. So during that year, like government tried to ban a game for all the people, because like they don't want to, whatever, like the government thought that, gaming, whenever we talk about the esports thing, and whenever we talk about the gaming, they always say, this gaming, yeah, from because of this gaming, it will spoil the kids, it will spoil the mentality of the kids. We don't want to take risks on this. Because of this gaming, it will make people mad, I guess. And like there was a saying goes, one of the people, like one of the government people said that, I feel like we actually in Bhutan, hospital or maybe a medical are all free, right? And I feel like we have to, right now we have a hospital, but I feel because of, if we keep on like focusing on gaming thing, there's a high chance that we have to launch, or maybe we have to establish, or maybe we have to build up a mental hospital a lot compared, because of because like literally back then, most of the people or most of the community of Bhutan doesn't know about a gaming, or doesn't know about the esports scene, the opportunities, how we can earn from this, and all the thing is that because of this, people will get mad, people will get into other things, they won't be having a stable mentality. So they always talking about this. Then like, and now back then, like last year we had one of the first ever LAN event for Bhutan. So yeah, from I feel we have like, we tried out, like I feel we have what to say now, like we have promoted very well, or maybe advocates, we have advocates, everyone, especially our government, because we have invited our government people who can collaborate with us, or maybe we saw a future with them.
So yeah, that is something I think many of us really have to work out, even with our region itself. And you have brought up very important point about the collaboration that is needed from the country itself. I think we in that term, we India, we had to learn a lot from the side of Bhutan, but also I know Bhutan esport is still in a very foundational stage, and at the same time, though the government is open to it, you have been working on a policy as well. And how far are we seeing from esport officially recognized in Bhutan as a valid career path or even a sport? As you know, the EWC and all it's going on. So, what realistically speaking, how do you think that needs to come up with the few years to come?
Like basically, like if I talk about for the long term for the Bhutan, like I feel Bhutan really needs to focus on internet speeds that is currently very bad for us. And second thing is that if we can fostering talent development or maybe like giving coaches for by giving or maybe hiring like a best coach from outside, and then we can hire them and like we can have like our own, I mean like own players or the own athletes that they can have a coaching session with them, and like they can in the future when they are done with the coaching sessions they can come up and they can be a coach for the community, our communities teams that they really want a coach for that. And like second and third is that if they can like literally if Bhutan can literally focus on making a partnership within and outside the country, you know, for to have a better like if I give an example about the last year's land event for ours, it's very hard for us, you know, it was very hard to get a good sponsors for with like we just look within our countries, but then it was very what to say, like very difficult to get a good fund for the just like if we really wanted to have a big actually me and my team really have a good or a big visions, you know, that we really wanted to do the esports. But then if there is well, most of the people says that money is not important. It, even like money we can be happy, but then like but in reality, you know, like when we talk about when we see without money it's very hard for us, you know, such things like what's big events, it's very hard for us to do it. Without money it's very hard. So yeah, first of all, like I feel like we can really need to focus on these three things. And like in the other sides, you know, if we can come up with right now, like so far Bhutan didn't participate in much international stage, you know. All we got for ISA, then GEF, then I didn't see any much tournaments held within South Asia. But then like PUBG has been like playing that for if you pair in like mlbb, then I don't think that there are a lot of tournaments that is holding for South Asia. So I feel we really need to focus at that as well. So yeah, I feel these are the things that we really need to focus on for the past or maybe for the future of esports in Bhutan.
So do you think that just like how you know how competitive in India scene is right now, not as competitive compared to the other, but in South Asia, and I'm just putting in the some in my head about South Asia, India is one of the very competitive scene. Do you think Bhutan also have the potential in the growth?
I feel like I will definitely say that Bhutan has a potential, but not in terms of populations, in not terms of viewership like India, because like India really have a huge population compared to Bhutan. But then like in other ways, if you see it in a skilled way, I feel Bhutan really can show their potentials, or maybe that they can really have a good performance in international stage, not in terms of what viewership, but in terms of skills. I feel in terms of skills and performance, I feel Bhutan really have a potential to be in the international scene like India.
Yeah, but I have also noticed many players are very young.
Yeah.
Young as some of them are really going like in their high school, not even high school, some of them are still in like secondary. So you must have faced challenges. I know there are tournament that comes up. So what is difficult, like what is the main difficulty that you face when you host any tournament?
That was a good question. Nine, and thanks so much. Like I was like literally, whenever we host a tournament, and yes, in our country as well, compared to PUBG community and Mobile Legend community, I feel PUBG community has their like players who participate in tournament who really have a like what to say, they're ready for the tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
The age is also much better compared to MLBB.
Mm-hmm.
They are in like in PUBG, they are in adult. And for MLBB, I feel like most of the players who participate in a tournament, they are being like almost most of the around like the participant need will be around below 18 or 20,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that time, the difficulty that I always face while I'm hosting the tournament is that usually we do a registration on our Discord channel, where the
Mm-hmm.
Discord is a very new. It was a very new back then for our Bhutan community.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly when I host the first tournament, I always go with the WhatsApp. Maybe I'll go with the messenger group for the registration for the players.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like when I met with like I've already mentioned that when I met with my founder of BMGA,
Mm-hmm.
Zil Tokonan, he recommended me about this thing, this Discord thing. How we can move forward, or how we can like implement the Discord for the
Mm-hmm.
upcoming race for the tournament. So yeah,
Yes.
so I tried that one, and like for me also when I tried this Discord for the first time, it was very like I felt like why should I took this one? It's very like that app was very difficult for me compared to my
Mm-hmm.
studying, my, you know
Mm.
because it's so complicated back then. So yeah, this time also like for most of the players in Bhutan, for especially for the MLB, yeah, Discord is very new to them still. So it's very hard for us. We have to like it's when we knew about the Discord, then it's very easy for us, the one who knows.
Mm-hmm.
But the one
Mm-hmm.
who is newly for the Discord, and they're really literally having a tough time for the
Mm-hmm.
registrations. So this was
Mm-hmm.
the first time. This was the main difficulties for me while hosting a tournament. And second is that like like especially for the understanding of the rules and regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we mention a proper like usually like we never make a what to say like in the rules and regulation templates or maybe the documents, we never
Mm-hmm.
use a bombastic word, because like
Mm-hmm.
most of the students or maybe most of the participants, they don't know about a hard or maybe like what to say like strict rules and regulation. So because of that,
Mm-hmm.
me and my team always made a certain rules and regulation that players can implement very easily. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these are the two things for me having a difficulty while hosting a tournament for the
Mm-hmm.
past few years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But nothing
Yeah,
difficult.
the players are really young, but also at the same time they are very. I would say they are renowned in India. Like I see Paradise and all. They want to scream against them. So the player of Bhutan are actually renowned in because of the TikTok, and also I think a lot of influence is also coming. Though you keep saying that we are still
Yeah,
small, but I think the influence is really big at the moment. And I think your foundation, though it seems smaller compared to our in the smaller scale, but I think uh, you guys seems to be have a proper roadmap, like you mentioned, and that there are you already have a streamline of what you are planning to do next. But I think with India, they're having so many org trying to grind in their own way. It's really difficult to be unison, and because for you guys it's just one body and then everybody follows up, but for us they are like, yeah, the real diversity is there in the org as well. So I think this is one of the thing I really wish in India we have a proper roadmap of what we want for the best for the esport player, because sometimes it becomes more of like an there you like your problem is like internet, your problem is more on whether the player should get international coaching and all. But here our problem is which org hosts better tournament. It's more of that right now. Not be I don't blame the org. Partly they do have their own how to say, they have their own role to play, but I just I blame that there is no proper roadmap from our end. And I think whoever is watching this, an org or yeah, somebody who is really working from the official side, I really hope that we, as even in India's scene, we have a proper roadmap for the betterment of the esport player as well. So let's be real for a moment. You told me about your hardship. Have you ever hit a point where you thought, oh, maybe it wasn't worth it, or like, why did I even come back to the mission? Because sometimes when I personally, I do my work and then I'm like, why am I even doing this? Sometime, but then at the end of the day, it always bring me back to the love for esport. I want to know the reason, what make you keep on going, because the whole country, like the country esport responsibilities is on your shoulder. How is that like? What keeps you motivated?
Thank you. Like before I answer the question that for the next questions, I would like to say it again. Like you talk about there are a lot of competitions in India within the organization itself. I feel like it's for me. I really love our challengers who come forward to challenge me. Because like I feel like there are a lot of challengers who wanted to face me. Like I feel like I'm growing myself. Because like whoever comes, like whoever wanted to be a challenge for me, I always feel like I'm always winning for them. I always winning from them because like whatever they do something, like if they do something better than me, I always think that if he's doing something better than me, I would like to do something better, more times three than him or the organization. Just that for India, like, there are a lot of organizations, and like there will be a lot of like competitors within the organization itself. But then what I can say is that if India can have at least one main organization who can be body for whole, maybe like if it's for the ML, who can be a one head organization for all the other organizations, so that I feel India can grow with that. That's what I Indian community esports from my side. And if we're talking about the next, then like sometimes I'm feeling very like downfall because of the I think that it isn't going as per my expectations. But then why I feel like coming back to this field is because like when I start my first stream, or maybe like I'll call it my career through esports. I didn't start this career or my dream as I wanted to do for myself. I feel like I wanted to do something for the esports of our country. It's not for me.
Yeah.
For other. I don't want to like say that I'm focused on these things because in future there are like I can get a lot of money that I can do it for myself. That wasn't my intentions. My intention was to for the community. If I can do something this for, like, it's gonna help, or maybe it's gonna it's gonna benefit the community. And like I'm gonna mention these things, like our king always says that not always think for yourself. If you can do it for the community, this is the main thing that you always think of that. Like he always mentioned that our young people or the young generation are our next leader. So whenever our king is that one, like I'll be honest, like whenever I listen to our king's speech, he always give us a heart touching speech that we that the Bhutanese youth for the next future generations leader will never like to feel going anywhere, rather than all we can do is like sacrifice for our country. Our king is sacrificing for the community and our country, so why not we can join our hand to at least do something that we have a potential to help our community or the countries. So this is the things that I always keep in mind that I'm coming back. And second thing is that I feel like whenever I how I motivate myself is that whenever I feel down and whenever I feel like to stop these things, I always say that, oh no, if I stop these things, who will do who will do these things for our community?
Mm.
What if I leave and if if someone if a new organization come up and if they don't provide a good opportunities or good facilities that I'm giving to my community? What if they do a corruption? How will player feels? Or is there any ways that esport might drop it down in Bhutan? So that's all. Like that type of questions always come up on my mind. Whenever I do these things, and like the main source is that I always say and I always I always encourage myself is that saying, "Oh, I'm the father of esports for Bhutan," because this is the main thing for me. I always think of that. Yeah, that's how I do whenever I fall down. So yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Not everybody carry that kind of heart to do it for people. Because we know that yes, it's true, esport do have a lot of money, but also it comes with a lot of sacrifices, both for players and for the leaders. So I am sure your heart, for you to continue. I don't know where you are currently at with the family, like how supportive they are with your decision, and even the support for the community. But I really wish you the well for the upcoming, the challenges, and also getting better for your community. So is this might yes.
Like I have forgot to mention this one. I've been working on this in the past 5 to 6 years, and really, first of all, I really wanted to thank my parents, and my families who have been always like supporting me for my journey. And yeah, it's very like in our country we always say that if our parents, like most of our parents are not will be the person who didn't even study like elementary.
Yes.
Still then, like my parents like that. Just that my dad recently got a graduated or maybe done his degree when he was in a job. He did we have in our country we have a continuation of studies, where we can be in the job as well as we can study at night after the work. When none like that. And like my mom, she didn't even go to elementary school, but still then even if about esports, they really really support me. Like whenever I feel down, they always says that, why you want to stop these things? Like sometimes I feel like sometimes I like when I feel down, I feel with my parents, like I want to stop this, I want to do something, maybe I can go outside, should I try abroad? I always say that one, that. Then my mom and dad always says that, why you want to stop these things? You have done this for last 5 and 6 years, and you have put your effort on this. Why you want to stop it? Is that like, is that not enough that I'm supporting you? Or let me know if you want a more support. I can give you anything. Even if I don't have, I'll look from other and like I'll give it to you just to support your dream. Why can't you do what? My parents always says that one, like whenever they says that one, like I feel like why I'm like feeling down and why I'm giving up on my own dream when I have a supportive parents or the family, So yeah, that's why like I'm still struggling. I'm moving forward with the esports in Bhutan for myself and for the community.
Wow, that actually made me so emotional because having parents who are that supportive, I think that is already a treasure for you. And I think you mentioned that you being the father of Bhutan esport, I think it really reflects from how your parents raised you. So I think they really did well. They raised their son well, I would say that. And yeah, I really want to appreciate your parent as well. And I hope if they are watching this, we are really thankful for your son, and we really hope that whatever he is planning in his future, he continue to succeed. This might be a little personal for you. It's up to you whether you want to answer this or not. If you had to guide any young player from Bhutan to go professional line, is there someone in your head this person has a potential, and key advice would you give based on your own experience or your own, from because you have seen the other country uh, going forward?
So there are a lot of like players I really wanted to encourage, but then like when I come into this community for esport community, the first person and the potential person I met was Awan Lasik. He's from ICPAD, so he's a
Yeah.
hyper. He was the first like athlete or the players who really like wanted to do something from esports, who really wanted to do something, who really wanted to earn from the esports, and who really wanted to show the community that we can do something from esports, we can earn or we can live ourselves from esports. So yeah, he's still with us in esports scene, and like what I can say is that don't lose your hope. You really have a potential to bring a esport in international stage, or maybe bring a fame for international stage as you have been far. So all you can do is like motivate yourself, believe on yourself. All we can do is that for my side, I'll try my best to give as much as opportunity that organization must have to do. But then all I can say is that if he can really focus on esport things that he has been doing so far, then never give up till he reached to that level of satisfaction for himself. So yeah, that's the only thing I can say. But in other things in terms of game, about the skills, about the coachings and all, he's much more better than me. I'm just an organizer who can like bring up tournaments, who can come up with the new ideas to improve our players. But in terms of inside of, he is all good himself. So yeah, that's the only thing I can say for him.
Yeah, Tandin, thank you so much for your honesty, and really your leadership and your belief is something bigger than what I personally imagine. And you come from a small country like Bhutan, but your vision really speak volume, and I think it encourages me to even to be a part of this journey that being able to witness the journey that you're going through. And as we're coming to the wrap up, I really don't want to wrap up. I really want to ask so much of questions, but yes, we are limited with time. If you guys are liking this video, drop in the comment section. Maybe we can bring him with the whole team the next time. So do put in the comment section if you want to see him more in the Indian scene as well. So going back to you, Tandin, is there any final message you want to leave for maybe for your community or for India esport community? What would that be?
Yeah, and first of all, thank you so much, Nine, for inviting me in this show. Though, like, I feel like this is my first time joining this type of the sessions and the podcast. So literally, I don't have any experience back then. Being a guest for this type of interview. So yeah, thank you so much once again. Then I have two things to say for different countries. For India, all I can say is that India really does have a big potentials or a huge potentials to bring up or maybe to grow our esports in a right way for your community as well as for South Asia. And like moreover, I feel like most of the South Asian countries, like, they really wanted to speak out to the Indian community, especially for the esports. But then I feel it's just that they are not getting what's the right time to, or maybe a right way to meet up the important person or the important organization of esports in India. That I feel like I'll say it's behalf on them that you guys really have a potential and everyone believes on you, especially for the Indian community. So yeah, I hope you guys can bring up a new event, or maybe a big event for all the South Asian countries. And at the same time, if you guys have any plan with the Bhutan community, for the esports, please let me know. I'm always there for you guys to help up, or maybe like to be a bridge for Bhutan and the Indian community for the esports team. For the Bhutan community, I would like to say, let's hope for our best in future for the next few years. Hopefully, we can come up with the new ideas. Maybe we can come up with the new event that you guys always wanted to have, or maybe you know, if we really have like if the plans really goes as per our expectations, all I can say is that we'll have maybe in next 1 to 2 years, if Indian esport community supports really supports us, then I feel that we can come up with let's say with the collaborating with India community. I feel like we can come up with the South Asia tournament every year for South Asian countries. So that's the only thing I can say. And thank you so much once again. And I hope you guys will love it. The sessions I have with the nine. So yeah, once again, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank Nine again.
Tandin, that's a very huge a drop of the night. I think all of us will be alert in focusing on thinking of a bigger picture. And thank you once again for coming to this podcast and honoring the the show for us. And also those who are watching, if you believe in spotlighting the unheard voices of esport, now is the time to support. Just like Tandin have said, do support Bhutan community as well, because the South Asia is ours, and we know we have our strength. Indian community is way stronger than what it looks like. We together as a community, there's so much we can do. It's just that we don't know the potential of how much wider we can go. And yeah, if you like the show, continue to support, and we will bring more guests that you want to hear from. And especially now that we are going to South Asia, maybe we will have more people coming from the outside to speak on the light. And it has been great, Tandin, to have you here. Like I said, it's an honor and a privilege to have you here. I hope and wish you all the best for the coming days. And yes, do share this with everyone, and let's grow together and work together for something bigger that we are all looking forward to. This has been Nine along with Tandin, signing off, reminding you all that next thing is about to come. It is just waiting quietly at the edge of the map out there. So see you all in the next episode.